Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel. This is Red Prep and building up to Manchester Derby, the biggest match of the season, apart from the Liverpool match, of course. And Manchester United travel to Etihad on Sunday, hoping to avoid 3 consecutive losses at the Etihad at the City ground that they have never suffered in the Premier League era. They have been won 91 Manchester Derby, out of which United have won 78, City 60, and 53 have been draws in the Premier League era. United dominated in the first 2 decades, but City has dominated the last decade, especially winning 5 out of the last 6 Premier League. They're triple champions right now in terms of 3 consecutive seasons. And if they win this year, then they'll break the United record and be the first team to win 4 consecutive Premier Leagues. United have won 3 Premier League in succession twice, but winning 4 in a row would be a feather in the cap for Manchester City. Historically, United have 67 major honours, and City are closing the gap very rapidly. City are at 35 right now, and the gap is closing quite fast. Manchester United also failed miserably in stopping City's assault at the treble last year. They were completely dominated in the final in the FA Cup. So United are smarting, United are on a downward spiral, and Manchester right now is completely blue. Having said that, Manchester United players shouldn't need any more incentive than this. There is history in the making for Manchester City. They are doing things that are unprecedented, and it is down to the players on Sunday to show up for the occasion and deliver a performance, a fight, and hopefully, inshallah, they can get a victory or at least a draw at the Etihad. Looking at the league table, United and City are on 2 different islands altogether. City are second, only 1 point behind Liverpool. They are on a streak of 18 unbeaten matches in all competitions. United themselves are at 6th position, and they lost their last Premier League match against Fulham at Old Trafford. They've already lost 10 matches already this season. But they won their last match in the FA Cup against Nottingham Forest City ground, and that could boost the confidence of Manchester United. But since United are missing the likes of Haaland and Martinez, and I think they lack the self-belief to muster any kind of opposition, any kind of struggle against this City side, and I fully expect United to be decimated. But inshallah, I'm surprised on the weekend, and United players and manager do spring a surprise and deliver a performance at the Etihad. Obviously, we've already discussed the head-to-head. There have been total of 191 Manchester derbies all through the years, and United currently are 18 victories ahead, but the gap is soon shrinking and shrinking at a very rapid rate. Manchester City won 3-0 at Old Trafford already this season, and that was a walk in the park for them, especially after Haaland scored the penalty in the first half. In the second half, it was a complete practice match for Manchester City. The last 2 visits to Etihad have been 4-0 and 6-3 losses, and Manchester United have been completely destroyed, especially in the first half. City are really great at starting on all cylinders. They push for the first goal quite vehemently, like we saw in the FA Cup final as well. They got the goal in like first 20 seconds. So the start would be important, and looking at the precedent that the City has set, I think they'll be looking to deal a death blow to Manchester United hope of securing top 4 and to seal that victory early on. Would be looking to score those early goals and go into the halftime break with a healthy goal lead. Stylistically, City are probably the best team in the world. They are really adept and circulating the ball, creating spaces, creating those 2 versus 1 situations, especially on the wings. The likes of Foden and Bernardo Silva are great at carrying the ball, have great agility in tight spaces. De Bruyne returning from injury has been a shot in the arm for the whole club. He gave 4 assists on the plate for Haaland, who scored 5 goals in midweek against Luton Town in the FA Cup. So the machine is revving in the final gear. I think they are on rampage right now, and especially after that FA Cup victory, because they haven't been scoring too many goals for last month or so. And they also drew one of their matches against Chelsea, which Chelsea dominated and should have won that match at the Etihad. So I think City will be hoping to make a statement, and especially coming at the back of that comprehensive victory against Luton Town, I think they are smelling blood, and they'll want to deal a death blow to Manchester United. And of course, Haaland, he's got 17 goals. Foden has also scored a lot of goals. He's got 7 assists. He's the top assist maker. De Bruyne coming back has been great. He's returned refreshed, and he looks like a completely different player altogether without any injuries. I think he'll be crucial on the assault for the unprecedented 4th consecutive Premier League title. They're still in FA Cup. They're still in the Champions League. So they will be hoping to repeat their treble feat as well, which is also something that has never been done. So they are looking at creating more history, and with all these players in form, I think they are on course for that. I think the most important player is Rodri, and he's the metronome, he's the linchpin, and he is probably the most complete midfielder right now. Defensively, he's great. Attacking wise, he's chipped in with important goals like the Champions League final last year. Also, the likes of Kovacic and Nunes have chipped in with important performances, especially after losing the likes of Gundogan to Barcelona and Riyad Mahrez to Saudi. I think they've made some smart buys, and they're looking as strong as ever. Defensively, also, Diaz is back and he's in great form as well. Stones is also back from his long layoff after the Champions League final. Okanji and Ake are also in great form. Walker is the perennial right back in the team, and he's got the recovery pace to cover for all the defensive players in that team. Of course, Goriol has been absent for the last few weeks, and he's a question mark even for this match. But I think they've got too many options, and they've got the smorgasbord of the best talents in all those positions on the field, and especially with Edison, they've got one of the best ball-playing goalkeeper. It's very hard for me to make a case for Manchester United to get a victory in this match. Let's move to the tactical board and break down the prospective lineups and football structures for both the teams. I think for Manchester United, it'll be the same team. It'll be interesting if Amrabat starts in that left back position. Maybe if Maguire is back, we might see Lindelof going in that position. Or even, starting with Evans, we might see that Evans goes in that position, Lindelof goes into that left back position, and we see this kind of defensive setup. In midfield, obviously, Casemiro will start, and Fernandes will keep rotting the place out. I think for United, the only opportunities are the counterattacks that we can muster, the transitions, so especially in these areas behind the fullback or the wing backs for Manchester City. I think that is how Manchester United will line up. Of course, Rashford has to have a good game, which he hasn't had in a couple of years. So he refuses to run for the team or even try hard. So I don't expect too much from Manchester United. But if the likes of Garnacho and Anthony can produce something on the counter attack, we might get a goal. For Manchester City, they are playing quite a few different formations this year. The one interesting formation I've seen is this 2-3-5-1 kind of formation, with obviously the fullback inverting. Obviously, Walker doesn't play in this kind of formation because Stones is the one who inverts. So either they can play this kind of formation just to limit counter-attacking opportunities, because if Silva and Doku are occupying these wide areas, then the likes of Anthony and Garnacho have to come back and track them. Of course, they can revert back to their normal formation. Stones goes as an inverted fullback, and they play with three at the back. And then the likes of DeBruyne and Foden are really great at linking up play, especially in these tight areas in midfield. And obviously their technical ability is such that it's very difficult to get the ball off of them. Silva can come inside, and Foden can play on the wing as well, so they are very diverse. Of course, Grealish went out with an injury, a groin injury. That might be a recurring one, so you might sit this one out, and Doku might start. But they can also bring in Alvarez and play with Silva and Foden in that wide areas and coming inside the fullback, and creating those opportunities to get those goals from the edge of the box, which Foden has done quite a lot this season. So this is how I expect both the teams to line up, and I expect City to dominate the ball. And if they can get an early goal, which they usually do against Manchester United, I think it could be a long day for Manchester United. Whenever it comes down to City rivalry and who's got the bragging rights, the form always goes out of the window. Manchester City are the team on the rise. They are the reigning champions. They are the history makers right now. Manchester United have got all the history. They are the biggest club in the country, the legacy club, but they are a spent force. Obviously, there has been some rumors of a new dawn with Ratcliffe coming in with this 25% pittance. That's a long shot for now. There was noise with the acquisition of Omar Berrada for Manchester City. He was expected to start at Manchester United in the summer, but I think that is more Glazer PR and Radcliffe PR than anything else. It remains to be seen whether he can come out of the shadows and deliver something staggering at this club. But of course, we'll give him time. But to claim the Manchester United have somehow, pull one over Manchester City is a pipe dream. And actually learn a lot from Manchester City. They are the gold standard right now, and United are consistently falling behind. With the managerial acquisition of Erik Ten Hag, we all had this illusion that we were making right steps, but what we've seen from Erik Ten Hag in the last 20 months, it's been nothing like that. It's been shocking, and I think we have regressed a lot. There have been a lot of rotten fishes that have stunk the place up, especially the likes of Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford, and Erik Ten Hag keeps defending them and keeps pinning his hope on such players who don't have that kind of quality or the kind of grit to actually bring the major honors to this club. And I think barring a miracle, on Sunday it'll be another humiliating defeat. I think on Sunday we'll be put to the cleaners. Another of those spanking losses against Manchester City at Etihad. Inshallah, I'm proven wrong, and United can somehow salvage some sort of performance and can deliver a result, even if it is a draw. I'd take a draw like we got against Liverpool, hardly playing any football, because that draw could be important for our push for the top four places this season. So inshallah, we can get a victory. We won't be able to bring the Red Resurrection episode, but we'll be back for the Red Prep show before the Everton game. Please join us for that. Until then, take care, do good, pray for Palestinians and all the oppressed people all across the globe. All our prayers are with them. Assalamu alaikum.